saw this a couple months ago, if you recall. So now it's time to put him in his Christmas gear, which is why I choose Nightmare Before Christmas, because he can be used multiple times in the year, and I didn't make him for just 1 month. So let's get started. How many times am I gonna burn myself on this fucking thing? Everyone, this is finished Christmas Jack. Try and back up here so you can see most of him. So this is what we started off with Halloween with. So now we've come full circle. So let me just tell you. So this is all just like regular, you know, linen fabric, you know, regular fabric, you know, the polyester has a little spandex, mostly cotton, basically what bed sheets are made out of. And originally when I first made him, I did it out of corduroy, the Santa part. I just felt like it gave it a little bit of texture, a little bit more, I don't know, warm holiday, warm fuzzy, you know? However, that was such a pain in the ass. Like, it didn't stretch at all. It was so hard to kind of make room for mistakes. Like, you know, if I, you know, like right at here at the joint, it's really nice to have some of that stretch right there so you can pull it really tight and still, and leave room for, a mistake if you have to. You can kind of stretch the fabric over it. With the corduroy, you can't do that. So I definitely recommend not using corduroy to fabricate anything. So that was my lesson learned on that. So the next year I scrapped that because I had to pretty much basically tear it all apart anyways to get him into Halloween. So I just scrapped that whole thing and then went out and bought, just regular red fabric. So lesson learned there. Again, he's just completely, I had to, unfortunately this time I didn't have a costume to go off of. So I kind of just had to make this myself. I just kind of like cut the hole here, up here for his neck and then draped it over him. So he actually looked like Sombrero Jack. It was pretty funny. And then cut it right down the middle and then put buttons on both sides for easy takeoff. And, that was a fine plan and all, except for when you sew, and I had to sew all of this down too, but when you sew this, because of this elbow joint right here, it's such a variable width. So you have really skinny here and a little bit bigger here and then skinny again. So you kind of have to leave room for that. I did not. Lesson learned again. But, it's so easy to just sew back up like a few stitches here and there. Not a big deal. So, same on the other side. As you saw me, like, kind of taking his arm off, shoving, part of it on and then shoving the rest of his arm in and then covering that up and then sewing that hole back up. Not a big deal, whatever. Down here, I left really big tails for him on his jacket. This is, okay, well, let me come back up here a little bit. This is just a regular Santa hat. I know in the movie his Santa hat is like halfway down his back, but unfortunately I could not find one like that. And I'm sure they're out there, but I just don't really want to put in that much. Not that I don't want to put in that much effort, but it's not that big of a deal. This works. His beard, this is just a piece of felt, and then I just glued a bunch of cotton balls on it. So you can see from being outside, they kind of get a little frayed. But you know what? That's okay. It adds some texture. It makes it fluffier. So it's not so structured of a cotton ball. Not too disappointed about that. And then his belt. So this is a piece of vinyl. And then this is it's an actual belt buckle off of one of my studded belts that I don't wear. And you know how on those belts you can change the belt buckle on it. So this is just an extra one. I never use this one. I always have a different belt buckle on. So I had that one as an extra. So that's what that is from. More cotton balls around his wrist, around the top of his boots. And for his boots, this is just one big piece of black vinyl, and we taped it up. Let me just tell you the struggle on this vinyl. You cannot glue it, you cannot super glue it, you cannot epoxy it together. It just won't stick. So tape is really your only option. The first year we did this, it was like total struggle street. I was so upset and so angry. Threw a couple temper tantrums because it just was not working. So finally we just said, you know what, we're just gonna have to tape it. And you know what, from far away you don't even see the tape. And then his shoes are in the garage, but his shoes come on and these just look like his boots from the movie. So that is that. So yeah, he's ready to go. He's ready for Christmas. And let me just tell you, every year it gets shorter and shorter time that it takes me to change his clothes out, only because I just have, that system going. And I don't know. I was kind of thinking it might be a good idea to make another one and just have one for Halloween, one for Christmas. It would make it a lot easier. I mean, it would literally cut 2 days of decorating out. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. Sounds like a good idea, but the motivation to build a whole nother one is not that great. And plus, I'd like to attempt to do Oogie Boogie as well, but we'll see how the year goes. We're very late/early in that game for next year. Plus, we kind of want to go to Florida next year, so we'll see. Anywho, this is Jack. I hope you guys enjoyed. Well, this is Christmas Jack. So I hope you guys enjoyed and picked up some pointers. If you want to go ahead and attempt to make your own, feel free. I don't know if you'll have it done for this Christmas, but definitely for next Christmas. So I hope you enjoyed. And don't forget to subscribe or like this video if you liked it. And I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. Bye, guys.